Hello everyone, it is Jason from The Awkward Pause. Today we are diving into the question, what on earth do we do with men's anger? If you enjoy content about healthy relationships, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, or check out our merch store to support the channel. While this can apply to women too, I would say that anger tends to be a default emotional response for many men, often because we haven't been taught what to do with men's feelings or needs in our culture or educational systems. People don't always know how to respond to men's anger, and I would argue that men themselves don't know what it's really signaling. Most of the time, I would say the vast majority of the time from a relationship standpoint, men's anger is a sign of unmet needs. Think of it kind of like a fight or flight response. With anger and withdrawal, those are going to be your two most common reactions from guys in difficult circumstances. Now, if you are a man in a relationship and it is common for you to feel frustrated or angry, you need to pause and ask yourself the question, what unmet needs do I currently have? We always link a feelings and needs sheet in our video description. It's a very helpful tool. And quick story, about a year ago, there was a day when I experienced just a lot of anger, bitterness, resentment, and a desire to shut down and distance myself from Kat. And I didn't realize it in the moment, but those negative emotions were signals of unmet needs. Through a rather messy and uncareful process, I finally came to a place where I discerned those unmet needs, and they surprised even me because I didn't know that I had them. I discovered that I had a need for mutuality, meaning if I am caring and pouring into my wife, I need her to do the same. I discovered I had a need for consideration. I need my thoughts and my ideas not to be immediately dismissed, but to be carefully weighed and considered. I discovered I had a need for what's called exclusivity, meaning I need something done just for me, not an effort that is shared with everyone else like our family. And I also discovered I had a need for acts of service, which I knew was my second love language, but I didn't know that I had a need for Kat to put in effort to serve me as I often do for her. Now, after I discovered my unmet needs, I needed to take a risk and communicate those to Kat. For the wives listening, if your partner is regularly frustrated or angry, don't be afraid to help them work through their needs. Although men don't often operate in the arena of feelings or emotions, they're often able to look over a sheet and find a handful of needs that are important to them. Ladies, if your partner starts identifying and communicating his needs, do not dismiss or minimize those. In fact, if you have a man who is simply able to identify his needs and communicate those to you in a fairly non-toxic way, I dare say you're in the top 1% of relationships in the West, because that kind of emotional clarity is rare in men and should not be taken for granted. Our big takeaway for today is that anger is often a sign of unmet needs in men, and a prompt for guys to do some self-exploration to discover what those unmet needs are and to communicate those to your significant other. That's all for today. We will see you in the next video.